All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasha Ali, and of course, all on the glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashima Mashiach Yahushua. All right, it's Brother Yasharala.
Brother Jonathan.
Are we up?
All right.
Khan, come back to you yet another live through the Spirit by Yahweh, Bahashima Mashiach Yahushua. Uh, we were supposed to start earlier, but Spirit had to go to where we actually have the southern part and the northern part of Cali in one video. Again, all praise to the Most High. So just title it, WFI Cali, man. WFI Cali. You know what I mean? Through the Spirit. So all praise to the Most High. But, Shabbat Shalom to the 12. All right. Another day of congregating, another day of resting, another day of studying, getting the Spirit. How about you now, Rashad, man? All praise to the Most High. Okay. But nevertheless, the, you know, uh, these days, these past few days, well, I should really say yesterday, today, and tomorrow are all days that are very, very similar to each other. All right, very much similar to each other. And they all have one thing in common, which is the commemoration of death. Okay. So Halloween was just yesterday, October 31st. Millions and millions and millions of people celebrated and commemorated that day, which is none other but the day in the worshiping of Satan. Okay, we're just gonna say how it is, man. We're just gonna say how it is. All right, a lot of death happened yesterday, a lot of wickedness happened. All right, and we pray and hope that none that calls himself an Israelite was part of that. All right, because it's following foolishness. But nevertheless, that was yesterday. Now today is the same thing, but in a different spirit, right? In a different, I should say, in a different fashion. Okay, so Halloween part two, right? You're gonna have a Halloween part two and a part three. So this is the part two, which is the first day of what? El Dia de los Muertos in Spanish, translating to what? The Day of the Dead, right? The Day of the Dead. So we have our Issachar brother, Yawanathan. He's going to break down a lot of the stuff, as well as myself. I'm going to pull up certain videos and certain things. We're going to kind of go back and forth in terms of the history. And we're going to show, hey, look, in the Bible, this is not biblical, man. Right. And it needs to stop, man. It needs to stop. We need to stop trying to converge things into the culture, right? The Day of the Dead, that has nothing to do with us being Israelites keeping the commandments of the Most High, right? Halloween has nothing to do with us, right? Thanksgiving and Christmas, even though it may seem like it's a harmless day, a harmless tradition, it's harmful in the spirit because it has nothing to do with the Most High. It has nothing to do with His laws, nothing to do with His spirit, nothing to do with what He represents, right? So, without
Yeah.
further ado, I'm gonna get an opening preset real quick. Salakia, let me share my screen. Got a lot of stuff pulled up, so let me see here. Right, Con right here. So this is Con Shalom Eric Con, brother Eric on the scene. All praises, right? Salakia. So pull this real quick. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse number 7. If a brother could pull that real quick, then we'll kick it off with that. All right. I could read it then. This book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse number 7, right? It says, oh, you got it.
John, this is Colossians chapter 2, verse 7. It says, rooted and built up in him and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
Yeah, so if you are rooted and built up in Yahweh Shah and established in the faith, we've been taught by it. We've been taught by the epistles and by the prophets of old and by the Most High, Moses, that, pagan days is off, like Halloween, commemoration, and necromancy, and things dealing with death and conjuring up the spirits. If you read the Bible, you understand that that has nothing to do with the Most High. But yet you still have millions of Christians celebrating Christmas, celebrating Halloween, celebrating the Day of the Dead, right? But if you were actually established in the faith and been taught of the Most High, not taught of your Christian pastor, then you will understand that full well. right? Let's go to verse 8.
Continue on, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you with through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach.
Right, exactly. So that's the tradition of men and the rudiments of the world. That's not after Yahweh Shah, man. Right? When you pull it up, um, the Day of the Dead, it's like the Day of the Death. Right? The Day of the Dead. Um, guess what? Hey, look, this doesn't have anything to do with the Most High. What precept is this? Right? What precept is this to wear and to dress up skeletons? You know, to light candles onto your to the your loved ones that may have passed away, and to build up an ofrenda, the offering, right? There's no precept on this. And you're going to kind of hear us say that throughout the video because it's not, right? It's no precepts. But yet we put these men's tradition over the Bible. We put that over with the Most High's traditions, the Hebrew Israelite traditions, right, of the Bible. We put that over this, all right?
Man,
Right, come on. And so one more, right, and then I'll pass it. Right, let's go to Isaiah 28 and 15. Right, let's go to Isaiah 28, 15. Actually, we start at verse 14. Right, no.
This is Isaiah chapter 28, in verse 14, and it reads, Wherefore, hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem.
Right,
Because ye
so what's like it? So it says ye scornful men, right? So yeah, Con, you got it.
because ye have said, We have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood we have hid ourselves.
That's exactly what um, you know, it's exactly what this is. All right. And again, we're going to go into it, what the day is and what it represents. In a nutshell, it's a commemoration of those your loved ones that passed away, right? And you're remembering them in kind of like in a positive way, not in a negative. So it's not a day of mourning, but more so of a day of, you know, gladness and kind of remembering, your loved ones that passed away, and your their belief is that the spirits come back, right, during that day. And so essentially, the Lord is saying that Israel has said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are in agreement, man. So this is part of this, making a covenant with death, saying, yeah, I'm not going to keep the Most High's laws. I love lies, so I'm going to stay here because it feels good, right? I'm going to go to the place where it's comfortable, not in the uncomfortable, right? The uncomfortable is the reality of the scripture. The comfortable is the lies and the refuge that Christianity or these other mythologies present to you, right? But nevertheless, I'll pass it.
Con, all praise to the Most High. Oh, so like, can you want to get in there?
no, I just have one precept.
Con, bring it out.
Yep.
Hosea chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, Then says the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman, beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord towards the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. So, basically, man, hey, that's Israel for you. We always go to other gods quick, and this I don't too much know specifically on this culture, but I do know this culture is a culture of another god for sure. And that's like Halloween, that's the culture of another god. The Druids, actually, Halloween comes from the Druids, and some of that culture in Europe. But then you got this culture, and the brother's about to kind of expound upon what this culture all about and who the god of this culture. All right, so yeah, I'll yield with that.
That's right.
Khan, all praises to the Most High, man. Khan. Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes, right? So Khan, so what we're about to go into, right, is the Day of the Dead, also known as El Día de los Muertos. You know, when you do some research on it, even if whether you go in depth or, real brief, you start to understand that it's really demonic events that happened behind this day, right? So I want to get this preset real quick, King, before you play that video. That way we can get this
Yeah.
video in through the Spirit. Can you go to Isaiah 24 and verse 5?
Con. Yep.
Come on. So it says, this is Isaiah 24 and 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. So the earth is defiled right now. It's defiled through different holidays, as we call them, right? Nobody's keeping the Feast of Tabernacles. Nobody's keeping the Day of Atonement. Nobody's keeping the high holy days that the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has set up for the saints, because they're too busy in their what he said that word, intermeddle with all of these other nations' days. So it's defiled now, right? We don't have that true root that we once did back in the ancient world, right? It says, verse 6, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Right? So everything is burned up, right? The knowledge, the wisdom and understanding is burned up, because a lot of people don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Most High has placed on this earth for us to get, right? So we got to come back to knowing, obviously, the origins of these different, holidays that we once used to follow, because people will try and manipulate and say, this is just for the kids. It's not off to knock on somebody's door and just eat candy, right? Show me in the Bible where it says it's a sin to eat candy, right? They'll say something like that, right? Especially, if you got, relatives that are in the world, they'll go ahead and, pull this kind of crap on you, man. I'm gonna say just like that, right?
Yep.
God.
But Khan King, go ahead. You want to pull that video?
I got a
Yeah,
precept.
yeah. Okay,
Khan
Con. Yeah, you
King.
got it.
This is Hosea chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, when Ephraim spake trembling, he exalt himself in Israel. But when he had offered in Baalal, he died. And now they sin more and more, and have made them molten images of their silvers and idols according to their own understanding. All of the work of the craftsmen, they say of them, let the men that sacrifice kiss the calves. And so, like the verse is going to go to, this day, it's nothing but folly, a idleness, all things they have crafted, a craft up to make unto a day of what they want to worship. All because they, like the brother was saying, all because of sin on top of sin on top of sin, right? And so, that's what this day, a whole day of dead, is just another custom of devils, right? That they made unto themselves a craft for themselves to a worship. But Khan, you got a king.
Yeah, Con. Yeah, hey, those are all good points and presets, man. But yeah, Con. So I was watching. I might bring out maybe a couple minutes of this one and a couple minutes of this one as well. But this is very informative. That's why I was listening to it. Basically, this brother's about to explain, what is the Day of the Dead? What is it about? And the beliefs behind it, right? Well, I mean, he may be an Edomite, so I don't know.
In the opening scene of the 2015 James Bond movie Spectre, Daniel Craig's Bond can be seen striding through
Fair use.
Day of the Dead festival in Mexico City. It's a technically impressive sequence, 6 shots edited together to look like one seamless shot, and it required over 1,000 extras in the background dressed in festive costumes, skull masks, and top hats, and of course, the shot required 10 giant skeletons. What's interesting is when this movie was made, Mexico City had never held a parade like this before. We usually think of art imitating life, but in a surreal case of life imitating art, Mexico City held its first Day of the Dead parade 1 year after the movie's release, which strongly resembled the opening scene of Spectre. Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, or sometimes simply called Dia de Muertos, is celebrated on the 1st and 2nd of November. This is a time when Mexicans, Mexican immigrant communities, and some other cultures in the Americas reminisce about their ancestors, honoring the deceased, and in many ways keeping them alive through memories and altars they built to commemorate them. Historically, commemoration of Day of the Dead has been more common among working class Mexicans. However, the combined influence of Spectre and the immensely popular Disney Pixar movie Coco, along with growing popularity in the United States, has led many middle-class Mexican urbanites to embrace traditions they used to ignore or even deride. In fact, in yet another example of life imitating art, the Mexican relatives of Dr. Andrew Chestnut, who wrote this episode.
With California facing massive budget deficits, politicians need to get serious about cutting spending.
Hybrid tradition that combines indigenous rituals concerning death and Catholic practice. The veneration of ancestors was central to many indigenous peoples' religious practices, as was worship of death deities. And not only for the Aztecs, though they're probably the most well-known. There's a wide range of beliefs in death goddesses and gods and of ancestor veneration among the indigenous people of Mexico. To name but a few, this would include the Maya and the Mixtec as well. In pre-Hispanic times, ancestors would be called upon for advice or simply honored with incense and offerings. Still today, Mexicans converse with the dead during commemorations and may ask for their blessings in their future endeavors. In the pre-Hispanic era, many indigenous Mexican peoples had special days of the week or a whole month dedicated to death deities. For example, before the Spanish conquest, the Aztecs dedicated most of the month of August to their goddess of death, Mictecatzihuatl. In Aztec mythology, she presides over the underworld with her husband, and she's often depicted in Aztec art as a skeletal figure. As part of an overarching mission to dismantle indigenous religion, the Catholic Church suppressed veneration of Mictecatzihuatl and moved the date of her month to coincide with All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, where the focus is on deceased adults. Dia de los Muertos revealed.
Wait, so Salakia. So there's a lot of information right there, but again, Esau always has a hand in the holidays that our people celebrate, right?
Yep.
He always has a hand in it, man. You know, as you see, the dude, he said, look, before Esau came into the Americas, you already had the Aztecs and the Mayas and various tribes that were already over here of our people celebrating, commemorating death. You know what I mean? They had goddesses and gods of death. You know, that one goddess, we even have it pulled up right here. Where is it at? We even have it pulled up right here. This is one of the main goddesses of death in the Aztec religion, right? And basically it says her you know, I forgot how to pronounce it, Salakia, but it means Lady of the Dead, okay? And it's saying that she was basically the goddess of the dead and ruler of this place called Hell, basically the underworld, I should say, the underworld. You know, there's like 9 levels of the underworld, and you know, it says Salakia, her role is to watch over the bones of the dead and preside over the ancient festivals of the dead. These festivals evolved from Aztec traditions into the modern Day of the Dead after synthesis with Spanish traditions, right? Which the Spanish traditions being All Saints Day and All Souls,
Catholics.
right? The Catholics, right? And so Esau, again, what the dude said right here in the video, he said that basically in an effort, right, to kind of really get the Aztecs to stop worshiping, you know, their so-called pagan gods, they kind of had to combine the two religions together, kind of mix the wine, you know,
Right.
and the outcomes the Day of the Dead as we see today, you know. But Salakia, really had a point on that? Or so
Nah, King.
okay, so I think there was another part. I'm gonna keep it playing, but I did want to play the other video too a little bit later.
How in Mexico, attitudes toward the deceased are somewhat different when compared to many Western cultures. On the Day of the Dead, the dearly departed in Mexico play an active part every year in the lives of the living. People don't just let go of the deceased, but rather go out of their way to recall them. According to some Mexicans, particularly among rural populations, if the dead are not honored correctly, they may even pose a threat to the living by bringing them bad luck, potentially cursing them and their ventures. Visiting the cemetery is most common, where families clean the graves of the deceased, hold vigils, and bring offerings to the departed, such as candles, food, and flowers, especially the distinctive yellow marigolds called cempasúchil. Offerings left at home altars are also common. Altars represent the undying bond between the living and dead. These altars typically
Wait, so hold on. Do you see that?
altars represent the
So you see Northern Kingdom brother deceased, and they light the candles, the food that he might have liked, and then right here you see what Caesar Bow, right?
Yep.
Caesar
And
Bow,
it's a
yeah.
lot. Yeah, and that's mighty you putting that and making that point because my relatives, like my brother, his rib is Issachar, and her mother, she got all of that in her house. Like if I go to her house right now, she got all that stuff in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like she put the fruit up and all that. I mean, just being in there, it messes your spirit up. And she always got Caesar Bow. I told her one day, I was like, I told her the scriptures and all that about having idols. I didn't even go on what Christ actually looked like. I just touched on the fact that you got idols in the house, man.
Exactly.
These people got idols all in their house. There's people got so many idols all in the house. And they use Mary, they use so-called Mother Mary, that ain't Mary at all. They use Caesar Bow. And some of these people are either witches or blind witches, so to speak. They probably don't know that they involved with something and they involved with it. But yes, I didn't seen that before, man. I haven't seen them in a minute, but I definitely I seen that before, man. That whole little setup, man, that's crazy. So hey, that's hey, Northern Kingdom got their side on the left hand, and then Southern Kingdom got their side with the voodoo, the hoodoo, and the non-ether beings and all that other weird stuff that they get into.
No, either be, yeah, exactly.
Hey,
So there's actually a term for this, right? And the term escapes me right now. If a brother can think of it, you can tell me. But it's a term that basically describes when two religions and two cultures coincide. This is the result of that, right?
Mm.
The Aztec origins of worshiping and commemorating, not worshiping, but worshiping the gods and the goddesses of the underworld, but the commemoration of the dead, and then comes the paganism of the Catholic Church coming into that and merging the two religions together to make one, right? So we see here, this is Day of the Dead, but you can clearly see the Catholic influence in this. The cross, as the brother said, the image of so-called Mary is not Mary at all. The what else? They might have other things too that we may not be able to see from here. But then they also have the calaveras, the skulls and stuff like that, and the pedal stones. So like the flowers that
Right.
go back to the ancient, Aztec culture. So we have two cultures being merged together, and there's a term for that, but I did forget it.
Con, I got it.
Oh, Con, you bring it up.
It's called secretism. Secretism.
Mhm.
Mm.
You
Um,
can want to share your screen? You can share your screen if you want.
uh,
Yeah, kind
Secretive.
right. Yeah, there's
Mix,
actually a term for it, man.
mixing up of two religions and cultures.
it's called
Exactly. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. This is it. This is it right here. Yep,
so
this is
let's
it.
call it secretism is the practice of combining two different beliefs in various schools of thought. A syncretism involves a merging or assimilation of several original discrete
Mhm.
traditions, especially in the theologian and mythologic religion, thus
Yeah,
asserting an underlying unity and allowing for an inclusive approach
so,
to other
right.
faiths.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very yeah. So that's the word for it, y'all. That's the word for it. I believe that's syncretism, right?
Yes, syncretism.
Yeah, So yeah, that's the word for it. The water. You know what I mean? So this is living evidence, okay, that you can mix wine, but the Bible talks about mixing wine together, man. We're gonna bring out real quick what does the Bible say about mixing wine together, right? So let's get Proverbs what is that 20 23 and 29, right? The Bible talks about syncretism, right? Like I'm mispronouncing that. Mixing in the middling. So yeah, Con. 23, 23 and 29.
Uh, it said Proverbs 23 and 29.
Yeah,
It
Con.
says, Who, this is Proverbs 23 and 29. It says, Who have woe, who have sorrow, who have contentions, who have babbling, who have wounds without cause, who have redness of eyes.
Yeah,
They that
so Salakia, who has woe, meaning sorrow, destruction. Who has sorrow? Who have contentions? Who's always getting into fights? Who have bad one? Who's always just talking? We dealt with a brother in NoHo that had all these things in one. And the brother, long story short, brother kind of got a, you know, something to him, something done to him, I should say. All right, because he was off the drink. You know, it says who have wounds without cause. Brother ended up with wounds and redness of eyes because he was off the drink. But who has all these things? That's the question. Let's see. Let's go to verse 30.
verse 30. They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine.
Yeah, they that tarry long at the wine, you just sitting down, just drinking all you can, right? Another, pouring up another. You know what I mean? Hey, you're tarrying long at the wine. And it says they that go to seek mixed wine, right? Mixed wine. Now, here's the thing. You're not just talking about physical wine. It's talking about spiritual wine. And how do you know that? Because wine in the Bible is a spiritual thing. Just like how bread, it's like your bread. Yeah, it's physical, but that's spiritual too. When Yahweh Shah fed, right, the thousands and thousands of people with the bread, the loaves of bread, the few loaves of bread, and the few fishes he had, all that is symbolic for the knowledge and wisdom, right? When Yahweh Shah said, I am that bread of life, your forefathers ate manna in the wilderness and are dead. I'm that bread that if you eat of me, you will never die, right? What is that talking about? He's not talking about literally I'm bread, right? Just came out the oven. You know what I mean? Nah. Yahweh Shah, meaning he's the wisdom and the knowledge. So it's
Right.
the same thing with wine, right? If you seek and mix wine, you mixing this, mixing Islam. You literally have what
Chris
is it?
Long.
Yeah, Chris Lawn. Yeah, exactly. That's a spirit. Chris Lawn. Let's see. Chris Lawn. Chrislam refers to a Christian expression of Islam, originating as an assemblage of Islam and Christian religious practices in Nigeria, right? See, it's our people, man, right? Always wanting to do this, man. Islam, you know, the two, they're like the two world religion, yeah, going at it. It's like, you know what? Let's just put our differences aside, and let's just come together, right? I've heard people say that. Yeah, we could just also this coexist, right? They coexist. You may see this on certain people's cars and stuff. Coexist. Why can't we
Yeah,
just coexist?
that's madness, man.
Right? You got Islam in there. You got Judaism, Satanism right here. You know, you got I don't know what this is. What is it? This is Christian, right? Yeah, yin and yang. You got yin and yang. You got a peace symbol, right? So it's that coexist spirit.
Right.
You know, yeah, we're all one, right? Islam, man. You know, where is this in the Bible to coincide with the Islamics, right? To make one religion. That's like actually that is in the Bible. First Maccabees, when Antiochus Epiphanes sent forth the order that all should be one, right?
Yep.
And that was the Edomite. So, come on now.
Let me pull this little thing out and I'll let brothers get it in.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I just want to. This is a little short little article dealing with the doctrine of discovery. It says, the doctrine of discovery. The doctrine of discovery, 1452. The doctrine of discovery justified the colonization of non-Christian lands by Christian empires. It advanced the idea that European culture, religion, and people were superior to others. The doctrine supported the dehumiliation or the humiliation of indigenous peoples and their dispossession, murder, and forced assimilation. So they forced assimilation. They forced Christianity on the indigenous people of Americas, and they like the brothers get into. They just add on to what they was already practicing. You know, because a lot of and I guarantee if we kind of skim through that culture with the what's it called, the dead
the dead.
Day of the Salaki, the Day of the Dead. Hey, they probably had some Hebrew culture in there too. We don't know. If you kind of skim through it, look, there's always something like our people love to mix everything. Whatever we experience, we mix that which what we experience and what we know. We mix our original culture with the majority of our places that we was captives at. They could have got that from Assyria. That was the last captivity that it was at.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know what I'm saying? They probably left with some gods. They wanted to. They were. What was the ultimate purpose of being sent to the Americas anyway?
But there they may keep their statues.
That's right. So that was the whole goal, but that goal went south because Israel like to kind of dip and dab into other things and try to seek other power outside of Yahweh. When Saul became king, before he was king, they wanted a king. They wanted they wanted to see a king like the other nation, the other heathen nation. So it's always the same recycle. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the mixing. Christianity came to the Americas and they mixed the dawn of the dead spirit. And in Christianity, one thing about Christianity and especially Catholicism, what does Catholicism really mean? Universal. So whatever religion that you got, hey, they will respect that, receive it, and they'll turn your demigods into some of the saints. So and that's basically the Day of the Dead. They call them saints. These dead men, they call them saints. So they just mix. So so the Catholic religion, all it do is incorporate whatever culture and religion that you had before they pulled up on your shores. You know,
Yeah, kind. They known for that, man. That's how
right,
you got the paganism and Christianity all mixed in one. That's why Christ's birthday is on Nimrod birthday, and they know for that, man. You know,
Yeah.
that's what they do. They get off of, hey, let's mix it together, so people
right,
don't be mad. Let's mix sun worship with the Sabbath day.
right.
Saturday we're gonna put it to Sunday so we can worship the sun Saturday, so everybody could celebrate it. We won universal. We universal. We Catholicism. That's the right thing for you. But I want to hit a point, man. When did the Most High ever said do all this for your dead relatives, man?
Right.
He said make an altar. We're gonna make you an altar. We're gonna put the favorite foods. Let me put the unleavened bread. Like
The unleavened bread.
we put the unleavened bread like Abraham's scepter, and put the wine because I know he loved wine. And then we put
Right.
lamb right there. Let me put all that right there, and then I'm gonna sprinkle frankincense and myrrh all around it. Like when was this at, man? When did the Lord ever say do that for your dead relative, man? Just put it like that, man.
Right.
I don't see that nowhere in the precepts, man.
Nowhere.
Nowhere in the precepts. The Lord said, hey, of course, remember your ancestors, but He never said, hey, go all out, throw parade, get them, build them an altar. Then now when you build an altar, you idol worship, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got Southern Kingdom. They dealing with the ancestor spirit as well.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the African spirit.
the African
Correct.
spirit. So
Well,
hey, we literally dealing with the same warfare on both sides of the spectrum.
Hmm.
You know, like the
I'm gonna
brother.
get a precept.
Yeah, you got it.
This is Genesis chapter 49 and verse 28. It says, all these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is it that their father spake unto them and blessed them, everyone according to his blessing. He blessed them, and he charged them and said unto them, I am to gather unto my people, bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron and Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Egypt and Hittite for a possession of a burial place. Right?
Yep.
So you don't see they going back and like I said, putting frankincense and myrrh all around. When you put the lamb, they put the wine. You don't see none of that, man.
Right,
Of
right.
course, like you said, we, of course, commemorate our ancestors and things like that. But it's elaborate, man. Elaborate. I know, Jake and Eve, they got the repass, and after the repass, that's it. You might go, set a candle every year. But come on now, this is crazy, man. They going all out, man. They respect their elders. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna just, they respect their elders.
Yeah.
Con.
Yeah,
Hey,
you got
Salakia. Con. I wanted to bring that point out. I want to touch on that precept you have brought out, Yashrala, in Proverbs
Yep.
about mixing the wine, right? Because, on a physical level, when you mix wine and you drink too much of it, hey, what happens? Right? You go to sleep.
oh,
You start to kind of, you know.
mighty point.
Hey, so we can't be mixing our own drink, or we can't be mixing a drink at all, right? We can't be mixing a little bit of Islam and a little bit of Hebrew Israelite, and a sprinkle of that Christianity, taking a sip of Catholicism. Can't be doing none of that, right? I want to get this precept in the book of Proverbs real quick, chapter 5. Right. This is Proverbs chapter 5 in verse number 15. It says, drink waters out of thine own cistern and running waters out of thine own well. So we literally got to drink out of our own cup, drink that cup that Yahweh Shah drank of, right? Drink that cup that is placed for the saints of Israel, right? So we can't be dibbling and dabbling all of these other things, right? I want to give this other precept real quick in the book of Matthew, chapter 22. Right, brother brought out a lot of beautiful points. Brothers brought out a lot of beautiful points. I want to tackle real quick before we start breaking down the actual meaning behind everything that goes on. Why it's an altar, why they got the cookies, why they got the bread, the skull. All of this got a meaning to it. Right. So I want to get this in the book of Matthew, chapter 22, and verse 32. It says, I am the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac and the God of Jacob. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. So the Lord is not, God is not the God of the dead, right? He not, dealing with none of the day of the dead. The Dia de los Muertos. He's not dealing with none of that. Because he never, like Sirach said, that's not in the precepts, right? He never said put the 11 bread on there, right? So we got to understand that, all of this is just nonsense. And when we start to actually break this thing down, you're going to realize that none of this makes sense, right? We're going to try, the best way we can to explain out everything. But at the end of the day, it's not going to make sense because it got no foundation, right? Its foundation is withered, right? Can you pull up a picture of the ofrenda, Babakusha?
Yeah, go. La ofrenda. Gone. So let's see. Yeah.
Get a good one.
Yeah, trying to get a bigger one.
Get one with steps like that.
This one here.
Yeah, that one right there. Come on. All right, come on. So, right. So now this ofrenda, right, is wicked as hell, right? So, first, right, we want to go ahead and tackle the why they got the food on there, right? So they got the food because it represents the earth, right? And it includes, a lot of different like tamales, right? Mole got fruit in there, right? And this is something that they say that the spirits can eat. Right. Right. They want to kind of come and feast up, man. Right.
Yeah.
First of all, a spirit can't damn eat nothing, right? Can't pick up a damn a taco or a burrito, right? And start smacking on it, right? Put some damn habanero sauce on it. Hey, the spirits can't do that, right? Right, and then they got this this paper too. I don't know if it's on there. The paper with the little holes in it. Right, it's colorful paper.
I could find
right.
it. It's right here, like this.
There you go. Yeah. Got on that paper in the back, right? And then they use that paper. So, and the reason they got holes inside of the paper, right, is that so the wind can kind of go through it, and just basically making more of like a. So say like you add in, you when you make a table, right, for the feast day, right, and you put the wine on there, you got the plates, the cups, the the silverware, right, and then you kind of want to put a menorah on there, right. Now this is what this paper represents. It's something you just add on there,
Yeah.
right? So that the candles, right? They represent obviously it represents the fire, and each candle represents a departed soul. So
Mm.
if you got if say you're at the cemetery and it's because it's for per family, right? Not everybody just it's all they all link up and it's just for one family. Everybody got their own family that they do this for. That's why when you go to Mexico to the cemetery, you got certain families that are together, and if they have three loved ones that passed away, they'll put three candles like it has in the picture, right? So for each person that died, they put a candle. Uh, then they'll put glasses of water as well, right? And the water represents basically so the spirits can come and quench their thirst, right? So they
Mm,
may be going through the fire,
mm,
and they may be going through the fire, man. They kind of pull up like, I'm kind of thirsty, man. It's hot in here, right? Right. So right. So that's what that is, right? And then right another these flowers right here, right? The
Oh, yeah.
marigold,
Yeah.
right? Which is actually you can call them Kempasuchil, right?
Yep.
Or Flor de Muerto, right? Flower of the dead.
Mm.
So they use that because of his bright color. They basically use it to find their way, right? The path. So they need a bright flower or a bright rose to basically to guide them. Like you see on the street, you throw your high beams on and you can see the stop sign all the way from over there, right? You see a stop sign like 3 miles away. Why? Because it has that reflector tone to it, right? So this is kind of what that represents, right? That way they can find their way home, or as in
Yep.
that day, because what these people do is they do all of this so they can see their loved ones, right? And maybe not physically, but they want to feel them, right? They want to feel these demons, man. They want to feel these evil spirits. Just I don't know if Britta seen that. It was a scary movie. I seen it a while ago. She was trying to call out to her mom, right? And I think she had hired like a medium, you know, and they ended up calling out to some spirits, and she was communicating with somebody, and turns out that somebody wasn't even her mom or her grandma.
mm.
It was
That's
a damn demon.
I remember
you
that.
know,
That's a scary movie right there, man.
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
So it's like you could be sitting down at the cemetery, y'all chilling, and then all of a sudden like a wind comes and then knock over the water, and then the dad may look over to his son and be like, "Look, that's your grandpa." And the whole time it's a whole gang of demons, damn,
Scary. Yeah.
just staring at you, right? Like you know, our people are lost, man. They don't know who they worship, you know.
Wow.
Uh, and so right, so and then the rug they'll have like a little mat in the front, right, and that represents the resting place for the souls, right at the foot of the altar, right.
God. God.
So they kind of come in as soon as they kind of step into that, to the world, right. They kind of look around, they kind of get the rest. They may sit, right, kind of crisscross applesauce, look around, see what's going on, right. Um,
Let's cross
and
up.
then and then they got that arch, right? So, and go back to that picture, the first one you had, or one that got an arch to it. Yep,
You talking about this one?
yeah,
So,
No, the one before
that
that,
one? All right,
right
con.
there. So they got that arch. Sometimes they may decorate it in those campuchil flowers, the flower de muertos, or they may you know do something different, right? Make it black, white, use plastic, wood, whatever the case is. But that arch represents the passage between life and death. So it's like a portal. As soon as they cross that, it's like in this world now. And then if they take a step back, they back in the underworld, right? In the other realm, right? So called. And then the pictures they got up there is just representing, who's the person that died, right? So it's nonsense, right? And when you go really into it, it's 9 levels from getting from the underworld into this place, so you can come and be with your loved ones at the damn cemetery, right? And it's, and we're gonna touch down on the levels. We're not gonna go too deep into it because it don't make no damn sense, right? But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, we're gonna break this thing down, cut it up into smithereens, and then some, right? So with that, I did want to get one more precept though before I pass it. I want to get this in the book of Sirach real quick. I believe it's chapter 22. Chapter 22, right in verse 12. Right. It says, 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead. Right. So you can only mourn for your loved ones for 7 days. That's a whole week. Hey, David did that, right? When his son died, right? Or when he was going through, when he was sick. It says, but for a fool and an ungodly man all the days of his life. So you got a lot of Issachar that mourns for their loved ones from generation to generation. Hey, that's not 7 days. The Lord says 7 days mourn for your loved ones, or for him that is dead. After that, hey, it is what it is. Stop mourning, right? Because you're gonna be a fool and you can be considered ungodly. So this is these things that we touch on. So most how willing the word is understood.
Right.
Right. But with that, I yield.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I just want to make a quick point as well. As a brother, Yawanathan's breaking this down, ofrenda, the offering and the altar, it's like, look, thing is, they always got to make it very colorful, right? Very, very colorful decorations. So, when we see colorful, we automatically think, oh, it's good, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
I can't, I can't mess with that. I mean, hey, look, you know, I can't tear that down. Look how pretty it is, right? Look how magnificent it is. So our people so stuck on making it look pretty and looking good, and as long as it look good, it's presentable, it's cool, right? The same thing with the churches, same thing with we see right here. Got to make it colorful to disguise the evil that's behind it, right? Christmas, they make Christmas so colorful. They put up the lights, right? They dress the Christmas tree all pretty, right? Putting the star on top, and decking it silver and gold.
It
If you
throws you
don't
off.
make it, you say what?
Yeah, that throws you off.
It throws you off, exactly. And here's the thing: when you watch Coco, who was dressing the ofrenda? It was the dude's mom, right? And
Grandma.
really, was it grandma or the mom?
It was his grandma.
So yeah, the grandma, right? So the grandma, so then yeah, the great grandma was still alive then. That's good. But yeah, so the grandma was dressing it. So basically the female. So we see here, even in this picture, who was standing beside the ofrenda. And we're not saying this because of women, but the women will look forward to dressing it, right?
Yep.
They probably look forward to it. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, get the flowers, right? Get the pictures. Make sure no. Move it over here. Ah, right? I don't really see men really kind of getting into the decorations of it, right?
Yeah.
Now they could, but again, Christmas comes around and look, women want to decorate, hey, yeah. Make sure we have this. No, I like that tree better, right? It just looks better in the living room, right? Gotta wrap up the presents all night. You don't know how to wrap it up. You gotta wrap it up like this, you know. So they kind of further that. There could be certain men be like, yeah, we're gonna do it, right? But hey, and the woman's gonna be like, hey, look, yeah, I want to make it nice, right? So it's that too. It throws you off, man, all the colors, right? But so
And another point is all the energy that they put in to celebrate these feast days, these unholy feast days, but they can't put the same energy that they got in decorating and doing all this stuff for these specific feast days. They can't do it with the Most High's days. Once you put all your feminist energy, healthy feminist energy, into building, or preparing for the feast day before it comes,
yeah,
but it's just it's crazy, man. Like I said, and this is on both sides of the spectrum, because you got Southern Cuban do the same thing as well. They deal with the ancestor spirit. They love to decorate in all the folly, put the candles up.
mm-hmm.
Sisters wear the head wraps. You got sisters wearing the head wraps with the folly, man. Praying to the ancestors.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the Nigerian
Yeah, this all that the non-ether spirit,
ancestors.
the ancestor spirit. These women, they look, sometimes they mistake, you get mistaken that you thinking they Israelites in the truth. Women, but then you realize, the more you investigate that, nah, they with the ancestor spirit. So they like the scripture says, they do things. Let me put this. They do things of the law, some in some senses, but totally going off on others. Let me just put that out real quick. It's the book of Romans. Come on. This is Romans chapter 2 and 14. But when the Gentiles, which have not the law,
The
do
Gentile.
by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves. And like I said, you see some of our sisters today, they got the head wrap, they got the long dress, but then you find out they involved with wickedness. They praying to the ancestors. They doing these things which is totally not in the law, not in the scriptures at all. Right. And another point is I wanted to point out when the Akim was talking about that altar that they built, he was saying it represents spirits under the altar, and then the glass of water is for the spirit to drink water. The fire represents the what was it, the dead ones, ones that you lost. When he was saying that, it reminded me of Bell and the Dragon. So if you can pull that out real quick, Bell and the Dragon, chapter 1, and you can start at 11. Yeah, you
Yes.
want to feed the spirits, give the spirit a glass of water. You probably see his fingerprints on there. And like the Akim said, man, that's a spirit, man. That's a demon. These are demons. Our people are connected to, as you put that mighty precept out in Isaiah 28. They had made a deal and a covenant with death. when you make a contract, a vow to something, you know, hey, that means you fully connected. You know, and that's for good and bad.
That's right.
Yeah. So if one of the octaves can read that, then you can start at 11.
That's right. You trying to get it? Brother.
God,
God.
God. It reads, hey, so Bel priest said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine, and shut the door fast, and seal it with thine own signet. And tomorrow, when thou comest in, if thou findest not the bell have eaten up all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speak falsely against us. And they regard it, for under the table they had made a privy entrance, whereby they enter and continue and consume those things. God, let me keep going, King.
Yeah, come.
Ah, so when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Bel. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those they strew throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone.
So real quick, Daniel, he's coming with a specific strategy to prove to the king that your God is false. Because what they did was it was the priest of the priest or Baal's priest will go into the chamber, put food and fruits and everything that you see that the sisters set up, you know, the Northern Kingdom, as far as with the Day of the Dead. Hey, it was the same thing, you know, in Babylon. So they were setting up these fruits. They set up all this stuff every morning. So when they come back, when they go back after the day's done, and go check on the chamber. Hey, the food is gone. Hey, all the spirits ate it in their minds. This is their philosophy. The spirits ate all the substance that they you know cooked and made, and that was given basically honor, and it was also a sacrifice being made to their specific gods. But then so Daniel in his wisdom said, well, let's put ashes on the floor. So he started putting ashes all over the floor. And then what? You continue on, King.
And then they went out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. Now in the night come in the priests with their wives and children, as they went wont to do, and did eat and drink up all.
So the priest and his wives, he made sure he got all his kids and everybody. He probably got them up while they were asleep. Hey, come on, come on, come on. We gotta go do this real quick. Ate all the food up to have everybody believe that the spirits, that those spirits ate their food and they was pleased, and because of that, their nation will be blessed. That's the mindset of our people, you know, dealing with spirits like that. You know what I'm saying? They're thinking they doing something right. Like the scripture says, uh, you know, they do evil. They say good is was it bad is good and good is evil or something like that. So like was that Isaiah? I'm over here butchering it.
Isaiah 5:20.
Yeah, yeah, con. Yeah, so you know, hey, they call good evil and evil good. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, that was mighty, man. Looking at that, well, what the brother was breaking down, because like I said, I've seen that when I was younger. I didn't understand it, and you know, brother just brought a major understanding on that. You know, what I'm saying because we out here in California, so we see that a lot in people's in certain certain family houses and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and even outside. You know, you see it outside. You go downtown, you see that. I work downtown, man. I seen that all. They be having those that specific altar with the arch, and it's huge, and it's right in the like on right on the street, like kind of like on the corner of certain cities or certain streets in downtown. So you know that's a very popular practice amongst our people. So Yeah, man. But you know, like just like Bell and the Dragon, it shows the same thing. So that spirit, you know, hey, there's nothing new under the sun, man. You know, our people do stuff. They you gotta think about it. We've been in captivity, you know, a certain amount of decades and you know centuries. So we take on these are all learned behaviors. You know, we never really got to the point where we kind of by ourselves and we can deal with each other according to the law. We barely coming and doing that. And look at all the stuff we coming out of, man. We coming out of Donna, was it Day of the Dead, Voodoo, you know, Egyptologists. These are all these majority of these religions and cultures is something that you know our people in the past got out of those different slaveries and captivities and they took on and adopt these specific cultures. Let me finish with this one. This is Jeremiah. Because I mean, we like even with the Northern Kingdom, man. I mean, they got pyramids all through Mexico, or you know, different areas in South America. Like these are adopted cultures and customs that our people was not really dealing with. It's because we you know wherever we went, we stayed there for a certain amount of years until the Most High released us. We still took on those specific traits of that captivity of that kingdom. This is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord spoke unto you, O house of Israel. Thus says the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Here come. I yield with that.
Yeah, come, man. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, so like I just wanna play just a little bit of this video. And like I said, anybody that wants to do more research on you know, really what this day is going into, please feel free to do so. All right. Actually, hold on, let me see. I'm skip it to right here.
Altars and eaten as a reminder that death is not a bitter end, but rather a sweet continuation of the natural cycles of life.
Will Rollins, Gavin Newsom.
So, you know, as always, every culture tries to reconcile and try to basically make death not a bitter thing. That's what a lot of religions do, right? And
Right.
so that's what the Day of the Dead is also trying to do, is trying to make, because death is a bitter thing. That's what it says in Sirach, right? How bitter is death, roughly paraphrasing, you know. And so they're trying to ration, okay, how can we deal with the bitterness of death? And that's why we pulled that precept as one of the starters, Isaiah 28 and 15, because our people make lies their refuge, a refuge meaning a place of comfort and a place to where you can take solace in. And so essentially, this is what this is, right? To, you know, to make yourself believe that, okay, it's all good. They come back. They're still here with us. They didn't leave. They're still here, right? They come back every once a year. That's why we got to do this. We got to do it. So it's a way to, you know, comfort themselves after death. However, the Bible already talks about that. We don't need this because the Bible talks about that, right?
Right.
But you know,
Bread of the dead is also gifted to the souls and also eaten by the living, particularly at grave sites where the dead are commemorated. From the home to the world stage of cinema, Day of the Dead imagery has become something
this is where I want to.
is to moviegoers of all ages. Its success might not have been possible without a
Yeah, it's like you said something.
No, I was thinking. He said, you know, at the grave, you know, they leave food and the spirits eat it. They probably doing the same thing though, man. They probably literally going to the gravesite at night and eating the food, man.
See?
Thinking they the spirits. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely madness, man. You know, they got fruit all up in there. What's that supposed to be? The fruits of the spirits? The
Fruits of
spirits.
spirits.
Madness, man.
The real fruits of spirits.
Death, a mashup of the skeleton dame La Catrina and skeletal folk saint Santa Muerte. The animated film is partially set in a variant of the Maya underworld. Despite these Disneyified portrayals, it should be noted that there are stark differences in how Day of the Dead is observed. The affluent in Mexico City and other major urban centers generally treat the event as an excuse for partying and dressing up in Mexican-inspired neo-goth garb, as opposed to the rural folk of Mexico who put on their traditional huipil, engage in solemn processions, and for whom the event is steeped in traditions that are tinged with bittersweet melancholy mixed with joy. For example, with mariachi bands playing the favorite songs of the dearly departed. A major recent trend in Day of the Dead commemorations is the incorporation of the iconic Mexican death duo who I just mentioned before, the skeletal folk saint Santa Muerte and La Catrina. Many devotees view Santa Muerte, aka Saint Death or Holy Death, as the present-day manifestation of the Aztec death goddess Mictecatzihuat, who presided over the pre-Columbian month of the dead. So they've quite naturally been integrating her into Dia de los Muertos rituals.
See? Where is this at in the presets, man? Saint Death. Imagine that's your name, Saint Death. Right? It's not Saint Nick, right? It's not a Saint Matthew, Saint Paul. No, it's Saint Death. Damn. Right? Now, when I think about that, I think about Satan, I think about Esau. Because let me just get this quick preset, right? Revelation chapter 6, verse number 8. It says, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse." When you die, you turn what pale? Right? Because the loss of life. It says, "And his name that sat on him was Death." Right? Skeletons all around. I mean, we see that Halloween and Day of the Dead. It says what? His name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. This is talking about what? The spirit that resides over Esau, right? The spirit of death and the spirit of hell that resides over Esau, that wherever he goes, he brings death and hell with him, right? It says, "And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth." This is it being made manifest, right? Even though it's not per se about Esau, but the spirit that follows Esau of death and hell resides also over our people, and we're outwardly celebrating it, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, Khan. That's really it on this one.
So Lucky King, where
Yeah.
I was trying to find far as with how the Vatican, how the Vatican be having them skulls all kind of like in the churches and up under like the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
See, try to find that. See if you can see that, because that's what it looked like to me when I'm looking at this, and all these skulls is stacked up together.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And be honest, through the spirit, man, that's all those skulls is probably all of our people being murdered by the damn conquistadors, man.
Look at this. This is madness. I know you're talking about. Yep.
Same thing.
That is
Yeah,
madness.
zoom that in. Zoom that in. That one. That's a perfect one. The
Wait,
Day of the Dead.
hold on.
The saints. Because they'll say, "Oh yeah, Peter." They got Peter's head. They say these things. Paul. They got Paul's head in like some type of glass, and and they got the 7 steps. Like they literally do this in Spain, man.
Yeah, this is Vatican, Khan. Hey, put the ones in the chat if you're worshiping here. Throw some prayers of the Hebrew in this room right here.
Yeah. No, man. That's satanic, man.
Let's see,
I
Teddy.
kind of zoom in on that. Let me see that.
Yeah, look. So we got let's
These are
analyze.
both, man.
These are bow in the front, of course. Got the little altar right here, right? Kind of making it like the tabernacle,
Yeah,
right? Like the Ark of the Covenant, like the the two. It's supposed to be the two cherubims.
that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. Skulls are the bones, and then
and these are supposed to be
it's nice.
saints.
Yeah.
And these probably are people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's probably
Yeah,
during the persecution when Nero was persecuting, the saints, man, and so on and so forth. Those are literally probably the skulls of our ancestors, man.
yeah. And
So
also,
yeah, you got it.
so like I just wanted to make a quick point. This too, we looked this up in the Vatican. This is real right here.
Yeah,
Like
it's real.
yeah, he sit right here, and it's supposed to be like a image of like hell or like the
It's
underworld.
weird, man.
Weird, very weird, bro.
There's
And
a
then
legion right there.
that's right.
Yeah,
Vatican means divine serpent in Latin, and the Sanhedrin are the Vatican lily. The chapel literally looks like a serpent. If you can look that up,
yeah, it does. Yeah,
it literally looked like a serpent, man. So a lot of these traits, these demonic traits, literally came from the Catholic Church, man. And our people just took that. Look at that.
Look at that.
it looked like that is crazy.
Damn devil, man.
Hey, I got a preset, man. This is off.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Con, can you go to Deuteronomy chapter 18?
Yeah, come on, bring that out. Bring that out. 18 and 10.
Con, yeah, we can start at verse 10. Con, that's Deuteronomy 18 and 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. So we can't be, dealing with any kind of sorcery or magic, right? You can't be making any ungodly sacrifice. It says, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. So a lot of these things is what they do in the dia, El Dia de los Muertos, right?
Yep.
They kind of pull up with their hands open, like, all right, spirits, come give me a hug, a nice big warm hug.
Yep.
Right. It had me thinking, right? You may put some wine out there for what they want, maybe some water. Hey, put some milk on there, man. Right? Milk and cookies, man.
Milk.
Like
right?
Santa, that Santa spirit.
Exactly. Hey.
That's another. Hey, when you think about it, that's another thing, though. We think about it. Santa, they leave milk and cookies, man.
Milk and cookies right here.
Look at that.
Hey, I thought about that. I thought about that when you had brought out that Bell and the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about the same thing. They putting out the milk and cookies. The kids thinking, "Oh, hey, Santa man, he ate all the cookies, man, and he drank all the milk." Not knowing, man, Dad in there, man, munching on them, man.
Look at this dude.
I remember it was a commercial, bro.
Chris Kringle.
Yeah, it was a commercial. Was it this one? Well, it's 14 years ago. It might have been this. Right. Hold on. So let me play this real quick. Right.
Querido Santa, ahora yo te dejé un regalo.
Wait, hold on. So look at this. They got Northern Kingdom, our Northern Kingdom sister writing a letter to Santa in Spanish. Right.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm gonna tell you why this is deep, man. Because this and the Catholic, the Catholic that we just see, they all coincide with the Day of the Dead, man. This is deep. You know what I'm saying? They leave out, you know, because you got Christmas. They leave out the cookies, the milk, you know, and we just seen the skulls over there in Spain. You know what I'm saying? So we seeing some correlations right now. So go ahead, you got it.
That's what I'm saying. Yep, and I do believe this was the commercial that used to come on. I was watching TV as a kid, and you know the commercial come on, you know, around Christmas and stuff. So I believe this was it.
Te dejé un regalo, galletas Oreo. Para comerlas, tomas una galleta, la separas y saboreas la crema. Luego la metes en la leche. Y la muerdes.
Oreo, la galleta favorita de la Navidad.
You got a grown man at night in somebody's house with a little girl. This is off, man.
Yo,
Chris Kringle, man, the devil. And
right.
hey, man, him, and you know Santa and Caesar Bowl, man, they go hand in hand, man.
Yep,
Highly worship.
it's hand in hand. You know, so but thing is, like us, you know, we was going into, they always have to dress it up, right? Dress it up, get the children involved, make it all pretty, right? Because the average person, Christmas is very pretty, you know, very pleasing to the eye, I should say, you know, holiday, you know, the red, you know, the lights, like I said, in the background, the fireplace, milk and cookies is all about, yeah, like a feel good spirit. Dressing that, you know, because again, Satan comes as an angel of light, right? So Satan comes in the suit and tie. Satan comes in this way to where you think like, oh, this looks good, look good, right? Satan smells good. You know what I mean? You know, hey, look, when you think about Satan, many people might think, hey, some nasty dude, ugly, kind of got horns coming out his head. You know what I mean? Pitchfork trying to poke you. Satan is not going to let you know that he's Satan. Just straight up. You got to find that out, man. You know, you got to expose him through the spirit. You got to have the spirit of discernment to understand, okay, this is Satan right here. You know what I mean? He's not just going to outwardly come out and profess, I am he, sent by God. You know what I mean? I am Satan, right? Nah, he comes in an angel of light. This is it.
Right.
Dia de los Muertos, Christmas, Halloween, and you know what I mean? Well, Halloween, really, they dress that up too, even though it is about goblins and witches and witchcraft and wizardry and stuff like that. They dress it up because you guys have, you know, they have parties. And not everybody dresses up as a devil. Some people dress up as, you know, Star Wars characters, you know, the Grinch, or you know, whatever the case may be, you know, whoever. So then it's like a costume party, cosplay party. You know what I mean? So it's just madness. But Salaki, brothers got it.
Yeah,
So like, I got a point real quick.
you got it.
Oh, Con. We were going into this on Wednesday. You know, touching down on Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. You know, like the guy was saying in the video, it's a good excuse for, you know, for the people to be out partying and getting drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what kind of day it is, you know. Don't know the origin. Don't know who they serving, who they worshiping on that day. They just out there turning up, you know. And it's what a coincidence, right? That on this day, you know, you got a lot of Eve out there that dresses up, man. You know, it's always either a damn cat, a devil, or a damn vampire, right?
Yeah.
Or something along those lines, right?
Right.
It's the day that Eve could just be out there dressing like a damn harlot, and it's all good, right? Because it's a Halloween, right? It's the Day of the Dead. Don't judge me. Right. Now, if you judge her, now you the person they hate on, right?
Mhm.
But
Going to hell.
you going to hell, right? I know, man. We already in here, right? But I
Mhm.
want to I want to finish that precept in Deuteronomy, King.
Yeah, con.
So it says, Deuteronomy 18:11 says, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Right. I want to get the definition for that necromancer.
Yep.
Right. It says, so necromancy is the practice of magic involving communication with the dead by summoning their spirits. Right.
Mm.
Oh, you see that this one says the supposed practice of communicating with the dead, especially in order to predict the future. Hey, that's what Saul did,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And hey, Saul had it coming, man, right? But anyways, um, I want to finish that. I want to keep reading on that Deuteronomy. It says, verse 12, it says, for all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. Right. And I'm gonna read that one more time. It says, for all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. You don't want to be an abomination to the Most High, because the Most High will not touch you if you're unclean. It says, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. It says, thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God, for these nations which thou shalt possess hearken unto observer of times and unto diviners. But as for thee, can you put it down? Yes, Raleigh?
It's lucky.
It says, but as for thee, the Lord thy God had not suffered thee so to do, right? And the Lord didn't make us to suffer these, or to worship, or communicate with dead spirits. These other nations do all of that. Hey, let them be whatever they do, and we gonna do us, and we're not gonna mix. We don't want to drink mix no mix drink no mixed wine, right?
Right.
But and that's the law. That's the law at the end of the day. But brothers got it.
Con. Hey, King, pull up the origin of wearing a Halloween mask.
Yeah. It's lucky. Sorry, you had something though?
Oh, Con. Yeah, you got a King.
Come on, brother. He could put that out for. He go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, con. So it's
And
like you said, the
yeah,
origin.
yeah, the origins of wearing a Halloween mask.
Okay.
Something on there.
So this says the tradition of wearing masks on Halloween has ancient roots that can be traced back to the Celtic pagan festival of Samhain.
Sam.
Samhain.
And that's
Samhain.
supposed to be the so-called god of the underworld, like the Greeks. They say, what was it? Hades.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Hades. Hercules' uncle, supposed to be the god of the underworld as well.
Ooh.
So wearing these masks. Look at these masks. It's madness. And like, hey, you got Northern Kingdom doing it. Like we see they put on a lot of masks. So, like I said, these are literally everybody. Everything that we celebrate is everybody else's culture but us, and that's basically what we showing today.
That's right.
Everybody we celebrate everybody else's culture. That's totally off and demonic. Has no, has no mosaic foundation to it at all. But yet they don't celebrate and they don't have the same fire and passion in celebrating the Lord's actual feast days, but they rather celebrate the feast days of the wicked. Does it say anything on there? Can you read that?
Yeah. I could read. Let me see
Go to
here.
Origins, because right here it says Origins, and it says the Celtics believe that the veil between the living and the dead. But I don't know if it's,
Where is that? Where you
yeah,
see that right here?
no. That's on what I'm looking at. But if you see anything like on mass specifically, so we can kind of touch on the point, because hey, that's what
I read.
our people be
I mean,
wearing
I
that.
could read this. Let me see.
Anything on the mass for a specific Halloween,
Yeah, this is it.
yeah, and that way
Um,
we can link that up with the Day of the Dead. So you good.
yeah, con. I'll read a little bit of this now. Put down. Halloween construction of All Hallows Evening is a celebration on the eve of the 31st October. All Hallows or All Saints Day is a festival celebrated 1st of November by the Roman Catholic Church in honor of all the saints. Right. Skip down.
Mm.
Practice to lit candles on graveyard uh to light Salakia from the belief Salakia came from the belief that fire warded off evil spirits. People will visit cemeteries, pray, and bless the graves. That this night became a tradition, cultural identity, and a chance to express creativity and feel like a child. This mask and costumes give the opportunity for fun, and to be for a little while someone else.
For a little while, someone else.
That's
For a little while, someone else. That's deep. That's
crazy.
that's America. So like that's America for you. That's Babylon. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, let me read it. Is there any more? Like any main points that you see?
Uh, I would say really just this. I'm not sure. So,
Okay. So
but
let
if
me
you
read
got
this.
some, you can read it.
All right, this origin of mask. The Celtics believe that the veil between the living and the dead was thinnest at Samhain, and that ghost came out as winter approaches. To avoid being recognized by the dead, people would wear disguise or mask or darken their faces with ashes from bonfires. So this is the so in the philosophy of this is basically saying that the only reason why they had put on masks, you had to put on a mask to disguise yourself from the spirit that's supposedly approaching you. You know, you want to look as ugly and as scary as the spirit that's hunting you, so to speak. And around that time, winter, and you remember, was it Joe Biden talked about the dark winter? They let us talk about winter, man. Winter is one of their highest feast days, or not feast days, but seasons. Just like ours, like around spring, is the New Year's, and we know that winter is their pagan New Year's. This it just shows you like we are totally different than these people, man, and their culture too. But it says the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, uh, incorporated Salaki, the Celtic pagan beliefs into All Hallows or All Saints Day, right?
Mm.
And then, like I said, Halloween and the Catholic Church all coincides with the Day of the Dead. Now that I'm looking at, let me pull this precept out. This is Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of man, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach, man. That's the key point, man. None of these things is leading our people to our Savior, man. None of this stuff. Dawn of the Dead or the Day of the Dead. They got a movie called The Dawn of the Dead. The Day of the Dead, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and that thing moves us further from the truth than closer to the truth, man. But yeah, I hear with that.
Yeah, kind of. Hey, brothers, brothers hit a lot of hit through the spirit. you know, hey, because even the dude, he was saying a lot. Well, you one thing he said a lot too. With hey, they got the spirits coming up, they drinking the water because it's quench their thirst and all these things. Like the brother was saying, when do spirits just go around and start drinking and eating and fixating on things? Like when do they have time to even do that, man? Just let alone spirits, right? I'm gonna get the spirit in Tobit. I mean this precept in Tobit, right? This is Tobit 8 chapter 8, 12 and verse 15, right? I'm gonna start 15. It said, I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One, right? So this Raphael, everybody know he's a top angel in the world, right? It says, then we both troubled and fell upon their faces, for they feared. But he said unto them, fear not, for if it shall go well with you, praise God to be therefore, for not of any favor of mine, but by the will of our God I came. Wherefore praise him forever. All these days I did appear unto you, but I did neither eat nor drink, but ye did see a vision. Hey, so Tobit, Raphael was telling him that, hey, I neither ate or drink, but you saw me do these things. And I'm led to believe, the way Yawantan was saying it, hey, these people actually probably see these apparitions, man. Hey, in their head, like going through it, man. Like, hey, man, cousin Carlos, man, he was getting in that thing, man. Armando, he got in this thing and he was eating and he got him some good food and he drank the water, of these sort of things. But the Lord said, hey, Raphael said, hey, I did neither eat nor drink of anything, but you saw these things, but I don't have to do that. I'm an angel, but that's an angel. But let alone just a spirit just roaming around and they just doing, who God knows what these spirits, they be having movies like that all the time. Hey, the spirits just just left on the earth and just roaming around. Just where you see that, man? Where do we read this about, man? Right? There's no such thing as they just roaming around in the earth still. I can't cross over that path. I can't cross over to that bridge. Yeah, we don't see that in the precepts, man. That's why when somebody pass away, man, hey, they go back to the spirit world, man. Right? Let me get this as in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 20. Right? I'm gonna start at 19. Salakia. It says, for that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them. As the one diet, so died the other. Yeah, they have all one breath, so that a man have no preeminence above a beast. For all his vanity. It's just saying, hey, everybody died, right? It says, verse 20 says, all go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of a man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Hey, so he's saying, hey, the spirit go upward, right? Where is that upward is going to, right? Let me get this in Ecclesiastes 12, right? Ecclesiastes 12 and verse where is that?
That's all. 7.
Yeah, 7. Select it. This Ecclesiastes 12 and 7, it says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit return unto God who gave it. Hey, so the spirit, it goes back to the Most High God who gave the spirit, man. Hey, so they can't. I never heard in the precepts, hey, the spirit is now left the third heaven, is now just walking around because they build the altar unto them. And then they come back and they drink the water and they sit. Because last time I checked, hey, they waited. Hey, they crying unto the Lord. Right. Hey, they crying unto the Lord. They patiently waiting. Waiting for the Most High to come and avenge them. Hey, not just come and having, come and seeing me when I do an altar and do these things, right? You don't see that in the precepts. And then on top of this, they just throw around this word saints, man. Like it's just a regular word, man. Hey, just throw, hey, you get a saint, you get a saint, you get a saint, man. Why everybody gotta be a saint? Everybody gotta be a saint in this thing. Last time I checked, hey, the saints are the Israelites. That term wasn't just loosely everybody could get a saint title, man. You got Saint Death.
Right.
Like Saint Death, really? Now you just playing.
Saint Death.
Saint Death.
I can understand Saint Paul, Saint Peter,
Right.
you know, those saints, because they saints, man, because they Israelites. But you got Saint Death, and you playing around with it. And I'm gonna get this in Psalms, and then brothers got it through the Spirit. So Psalms chapter 50. All right. So this is Psalms chapter 50 and verse. It's 50 and verse 7. It says, now 50 and 5. It says, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Hey, so the Lord said, hey, the saints are the people that made covenant with me by sacrifices.
That's right.
Right? And we know the only people that make a covenant with the Most High by sacrifice are the Israelites. Always will be the Israelites, remain to be the Israelites. In 2024, will be the Israelites. So you're giving these terms, a saint, this, ain't this. Hey, last time I checked, let's pull it. I'm gonna pull up what saint mean according to the Bible, man. I'm gonna read better than I to get the Spirit.
Yeah.
God, it says, faithful, kind, godly, holy one, saint, pious, kind, pious, godly, faithful ones. Right? Say godly, merciful. Right. You said say that again, King?
No, I was like, it said faithful ones, huh?
Kind, faithful ones.
Yeah, kind. That's right.
Kind, faithful ones. Right? Faithful, kind, godly, holy one. Right? Separate, man. That's what I mean. Separate from what is actually going on in the world. Not celebrating damn All Saints Day. Again, All Saints Day, again, using a righteous term, a righteous background for it, and then you twist it and you fondle with it, and now it's perverted, and it's now what we got Halloween, right? Samhain's Day, right? Day of the Dead. You get all these things that comes from some type of, I ain't gonna say, righteous thing, come from it, pull it from it, and then I make it wicked, man. Perverted. Man, like they always do. They do everything like that, man. They do religion like that. They did religion like that. They do people like that, man. They did the music industry like that. They do art like that. They do everything like that, man. They take it, they pervert it, and then now you get what you get. So
all the same thing.
Kind of. Yeah, brothers got it though.
Yeah, kind. That's right. And I remember going to school, high school, and I'll be kind of like telling these dudes in my school, man, like Issachar, like, man, y'all Catholics, man, y'all going off, So like, I'm still kind of new into the thing, into this thing. So I'm like, but I'm rebuking everybody, man. I'm like, all off, man. Hey, idolatry, I'm pulling the precept, and basically, I remember a guy, like, he would ask me, like, so do you believe in the saints? Like, you believe in saints? I'm like, I didn't understand the question. Like, do I believe in saints?
Right.
What do you mean, do I believe in it? Like, the saints are Israelites. Like, what do you mean? But I didn't know it was referring to the saints in terms of Catholicism, right? And, they say the saints are, as the brother was going into, all these different dudes, like Saint, that came after the apostles, you know what I mean? So Edomites is mixed up in there. I mean, you have Saint Dominic. Like, who the heck is that, man? Edomite. You know what I mean? Saint
Saint
Jerome. Yeah, it's like you said, what?
Saint Jerome.
Who the hell is Jerome?
Con, they have a one called the Santo Toribio Romo
Mm.
for Catholics,
Saint
Yeah.
and
Ramos.
they huh
What is it in English?
it's Saint Toribio Romo, and
Crazy
and
name. He got it.
he he was one of the as far as I know, he was like a, supposedly, right, he was high up there, man. He was like a
So,
priest, a high
He
up
got
there
a
priest.
freak name for sure. That's a
he's a
God.
freak
high priest.
high priest, man. A
Yeah,
high
man.
necromancer.
And
Necromancer.
in a lot of Issachar or Catholic community, they reverence these saints. So if you disrespect one of their saints, they tripping. They like, you got to get in the house.
Yep.
I remember I told my mom, she had the angels, right? So called the baby angels, man, butt naked. I told him like, hey, you gotta kind of throw those away, you know. She was like, nah. She's like, you better not touch my stuff. I'm like,
No.
hey, for real, for real.
Yeah,
I ended up sneaking. I ended up sneaking one of her crosses, man. Stepped on it, man. I think we burned it too. Brother Guy was there. Hey, we burned that. But
Uh,
Man. Brother,
mighty.
brother incriminate himself, man. All the lies.
and the lie, she gonna watch this like, oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what happened to my cross. Look.
Right. Hey, look at me
man.
like I'm a demon, man, for burning the cross.
You gotta. It was like Gideon, man. He had to destroy by night, man. Knock
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
knock the
Right.
altar off by night. Hey, I'm gonna put this out real quick because the Day of the Dead. It sounds like a good concept in the right proper place where the Day of the Dead supposed to be at. This is Joel chapter 3, chapter 2, at verse 31. I'll start at verse 30. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord comes.
Mm.
So, hey, man, the day of the dead, man, it is coming. Not in the terms of what they celebrate, but the Day of the Dead is definitely coming for all nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Through the Spirit. And the Lord says, hey, man, repent from all this evil, idolatry, idolatrous worship, because the Day of the Dead is really coming. And it ain't gonna be pretty, man. Are you with that?
Yeah, no, that's real, man. I'm gonna pull this quick precept out. Genesis and Khan, Shalom, everybody on the live, right? Khan, Shalom, Judamania, Barzia, Khan, all praises, all praises. Yeah, brother, spiritual fornication, literally certain than just Exodus 20, yeah, kind of classic, right? Exodus 20, man. Thou shalt have no other gods before me, man.
That's right.
Gone. And that's a good precept too, brother Eric. Isaiah 38 and 18. For the grave cannot praise thee, death cannot celebrate thee.
See
They
that?
that go down into the pit cannot hope for thy truth. That's right. When you give up the ghost, that's it, man. You're in the third heaven now.
Done, data.
You done, man. Ain't
Hey,
no. Let me go to camp one more time. You said what?
Salakia.
No, you got it.
I was gonna say, like you said, the third heaven, but according to the Day of the Dead, they got four heavens.
They got four heavens. All right.
4 heavens, man.
Four heavens.
Steps.
That's why they travel so much, right?
Okay. Long
It's
journey,
like the
man.
light beams, the reflection.
Another thing. So today, November 1st, it would be, that what was it again? I don't want to butcher
You
um,
saying All Saints Day?
All Saints Day, basically, for the children that had passed. So
Oh yeah.
that will be today. Tomorrow would basically be for the adults that passed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Cogs on November 2nd. So,
Also,
maybe exactly. So maybe tomorrow, we can touch down a little bit. I don't know. We might do a little live
yeah.
in the morning. Brothers are down, touching
Yeah.
on the actual the levels, the 9 levels, as we didn't get to it.
And I
Well,
love
yeah, Hey, no, I'll be down too. And here's the thing about that too, where I don't get the Catholics. When you ever go to a cemetery, anybody's been to a cemetery with like a Catholic cemetery. I've been to a few. The children that die, they're actually buried, and basically they're seen as innocent. So basically, they're saying that the children that died are purely innocent. But the thing is, the Lord said, "Whoever had perished, being innocent," in the book of Job. So they're saying that children that die, let's say they were like 2 years old or whatever the case may be, and then they pass away, you know, maybe not even that long, but they bury them and they say that they're angels, they're innocent. That's a Catholic dogma, right? But the thing is, then why did the Lord kill them? That's the case. If they're just purely innocent. And that's how hey, look, we have past lives, man. You know? But nevertheless, let me pull out this quick precept, right? Genesis chapter 35, verse number 1. And God said unto Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. Right? Hey, change your spirit, man. Right? Switch your spirit up. You know, hey, put away those strange gods that's among you, those strange idols, the crosses, you know, the la ofrenda, you know, put away these strange gods from among you, the Aztecan gods, right? The Catholic gods. They worship they look, hey, look, on the day, on All Souls Day tomorrow, you're gonna have millions of Catholics praying to the saints, right? Literally that. Hey, anybody can look it up right now. We can look it up right now.
to the
On
same.
tomorrow, they pray to the saints so that
Dang.
they can look over their loved ones that deceased. You know,
That's crazy.
crazy, man. Not even praying to the Most High, praying to the saint that they can protect. Right? Oh, you got like an altar of Paul right here. Right? Look, when you go into these Catholic churches, yeah, it'll be like an altar, like of the saint. You know what I mean? Like
God.
dedicated to the saint. You can go there and pray. You know, hey, Saint Paul, I know you can hear me, right? Please,
The same Paul.
all, all praises
Yes.
to Yahweh in the name of Paul, right? So it's crazy, man. You know,
Yeah.
you just leave out Yahusha.
Yeah,
Yahusha, we're not, not dealing with you right now,
they need
right?
more. They need more mediators than one, huh? Crazy, man.
Right, I thought there was one mediator between God and man,
Right.
not, but
And
Salaki.
that shows you they ain't got no faith either, man.
Yep.
Where's your faith at? And if you could pull out one thing real quick, I just remember because that image that Mary, there's that the image that they got portrayed as Mary, right?
Yeah.
Witches use this, um, politicians use that specific statue, and the religious world and the entertainment world. They all use this Mother Mary, right? Can you go to uh what's his name? Uh I think her name is oh yeah, Helena. Helena. Yeah, look her up real quick. Like the statue
I
of
guess.
Helen.
Hey, that's crazy. You ever seen Thor?
Yeah.
Thor. I think Thor's sister. I think that's her name too, and she was like
He
Mm,
the goddess
Lilith,
of death or hell or something.
see that?
Lilith
Yeah.
or what?
You
Like,
do something good. Yeah, Helena, that's basically Constantine's mother. And I'm kind of doing like a documentary. Yeah, that's her right there. Doing like a
oh, okay,
documentary. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Like,
I did some research on this woman because the brother the Akim from St. Louis, he was kind of pulling this out one day and he was showing me this and like I did a major study on this woman, right?
right.
This is who they portray Mary to be, right? This is really who Mary, who
There
they
you go.
say Mary is.
Yep.
Because if you look at her story and the lie, she basically said that she found the tomb of Christ. Yeah, if you look her story up, and the reason why I say this because when you think about it, the Catholics are the Pope. The Pope bows down to this image, but he also bows down to another image. And that image is a black Madonna who's portrayed to be the real Mother Mary. So this woman, this is the woman that they portraying to be Mary. You know what I'm saying? And she's the one that pushes the modern day cross today. Because like I said, if you read her story, it's dead on point of who this woman is and the spirit that's kind of moving in Christianity and Catholicism today is based off this woman. This is literally Constantine's mother, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's who Mary is. That are not Mary, but that's the portrait that you see all over the place. That white portrait is this woman, really. You know, disguising herself as Mary. But then on the other flip side of the coin, you got them bowing down to the Black Madonna, even though we don't bow down to no idols or none of that stuff, but it just kind of stepping out of the box and thinking it's like these people know who's who, man. These people know who's who, but they push white superiority for a reason, you know. Yeah, so yeah, that's her right there, though. I mean, it looks the same. Look, go to that main one, that big picture right there, because that's literally the
Come on, this.
statue of Mary. No, the other one, the one where she kind of is at the bottom. Yeah, so that's the statue in Europe, but
You talking about?
she got like the little sun on behind her.
Oh,
So you see that? Now, I know you seen this. You want to thought that picture right there in the front that he's showing.
Yeah, I see
That's
that.
a famous. Yeah, these are famous pictures, but nobody know who this woman. I just found out who this woman was, and then when I started doing research, I said, "Wow, this is who they proclaim Mary is, man." And they give her all the creed and honor, but it's really when you get into her story, that's who she is. This is Constantine's mother, man.
That's crazy because my mom used to have the same picture up in the house, but it's like she had a picture of her and then who they portrayed to be married now,
Yep.
and I'm thinking I'm like, oh, that's somebody else. I don't know who the hell that is, but I
I'm
guess it's
saying.
important. It's on the wall.
Yep. See that? Hey, that's true though. And then go to the Madonna statue. Go to where the Pope is kind of bowing down and all that.
Black Madonna.
And put statue where yeah. You know what I'm saying? They know, man. They know who's who, but they have to perpetuate. Like I said, we're not condone. We're not saying this is Mary either, but we're saying they know the difference between the actual portraits and the actual pictures and images of what the Bible, the people of the Bible look like, rather than what they say the Bible look like. That's that. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked, cover the faces of the judges thereof. That's that right there, man. Look at that devil. Yeah, so I yield with that.
Yeah, con.
Gone.
Yeah, so all praises, man. We kind of went into a lot of different things. All praises, man. Spirit definitely moving. Let me see here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I did have a little bit else on the other video, but it's pretty much going into the same thing in terms of mixing the culture and the religions together, um, in order to basically replace, the Aztec religion. But when you look at the effect that um, the Spanish had on the natives, it's very drastic, man. You study the history of Spain, it's very wicked, very nasty, man. You know,
Right.
so they, hey, so this is the result of that. All right, the result of that is the mixing of the pagan cultures together, one pagan culture with another. You know, and just leading our people more and more in the rabbit hole, right? So yeah, come. But all praises, man. I'm gonna get this quick precept, just like two quick precepts. This is a book of I can get it real quick. Isaiah 22 and 12. And in that day that the Lord God of hosts called to weeping and to mourning and to baldness and to girding with sackcloth. When do our people actually have a day of this in the world? Of day of mourning, baldness, girding with sackcloth for the Lord, right?
Right.
Not for following wickedness, not for Day of the Dead, or you know when do we have that for the Lord? We have that in the truth. Yeah, Day of Atonement. Brothers put on sackcloth, ash upon the head, you know smote upon their chest, contrite spirit, humble spirit. But in the world, it's all about turning up, turning up, turning up, right? Don't let the party stop, right? Party rock is in the house tonight, right? That's the spirit in the world, man. You know, that's the spirit of the world. You
And
know,
man.
yeah. You have the house of mourning, you got a house of feasting. It says what? Verse number 13. And behold, joy and gladness. Be Slakia, slaying oxen and killing sheep, eating flesh and drinking wine. Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we shall die. You see that? That's the spirit that's upon our people right now. Eat and drink, man. We just living it up. Who knows? Hey, all I know is I'm alive today and I'm gonna live it up, right? Who cares about tomorrow? Tomorrow's not guaranteed, bro. Hey, that's the spirit. That's the spirit, man.
YOLO.
Yeah, YOLO, man. So they're gonna party today, right? And they're gonna eat and drink for tomorrow we die. You know what I mean? So they know that death is inevitable. So taking upon that fact, they're gonna live life to the fullest. And when they say that, just meaning I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, right?
Right.
That's what I mean, right? Not keep the commandments to the fullest. Nah, they're gonna do the hell whatever the flesh tells them to do, right? Get this real quick. Isaiah 56. Uh, Isaiah 56 and 12. It says, "Come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves a strong drink." Right? Hey, that's what our people love to do. Both kingdoms, right? Fill themselves a strong drink, wine. you know, and tomorrow shall be as this day. and much more abundant, right? So, hey, man, today was a party, tomorrow's a party. It's always a party. If it ain't a party, get away from me. You're a
Right.
party pooper. Yeah, the Bible. I ain't trying to hear that right now. You know, man, why? Sorry, y'all. This guy's always trying to come around and ruin the party.
They got
You know,
spirit. They got spirits.
Spirit.
Spirits in the ears, man.
Right? Exactly. You know,
Can't hear. Spirits just covering the ears up. Don't listen to him.
don't listen. Yeah, hey. They always ask, "What are you doing for Halloween? What are you doing for? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" You know, yeah, you have any plans? Ain't no plans, man. I ain't got no plans, right? And if you say you don't have any plans, well, hey, just come over. Just come over. You know what I mean? Have
Yeah.
a good time. It's gonna be food. It's gonna be fun. Pressing you out, man. Right? Just like how we press, brother. Hey, brother. Why didn't you come to camp the other day, brother? Right? Where was you at? That's how they press each other out. Hey, I better see you at Thanksgiving. You missed last year, man. You can't be missing 2 years in a row, bro.
Right.
you know, it's the same thing, bro. Say, but they do on the left hand side. We do on the right hand, man. You know,
Uh-huh.
Hey, pressing you
Hey,
out to
so
spend more money. Pressing you out to spend more money.
that's crazy.
like I got a precept on that.
I got to preach about to you.
Con. This is the book of Acts, chapter 16, and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "And a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped the Most High, heard us, whose heart the Lord opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. And when she was baptized in her household, she besought us, saying, if ye have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come into my house and abide there." And she constrained us. See that?
Damn.
She constrained us. She was like, "Yo, y'all gotta come in here, man. Come on." Right? She kind of tugging Yasharala's hoodie, like, "Come on, man. Get it, man. Look, I'm about to, make some, lamb, get a little wine, 11 bread with the honey. It's going up."
Yep.
All right. Kind of, but that's that precept though. But it's got it.
Yeah, but everybody, like y'all trying to say, man, today's a party, tomorrow's a party, and live it up. But hey, Lord said something way different than that, man. He said something way different, man. He said Ecclesiastes 7:2. He said it's better to go to a house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. So already, man, people already got it backwards, man. The Lord said, hey, I'd rather eat more, than to be partying all night long, man. Hey, the party don't stop till I walk in, spirit, man.
Child walk in.
It says, hey, then to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it up to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of countenance the heart is made better. Nah, get away from me, brother. You too damn sad, man. Get away from me. I'm happy. I'm happy, man. Happy go lucky spirit. Everything is got that Ronald McDonald smile, man. Right? It says what? Verse 4. It says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. So all the wise people, they in the house of mourning. But the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth. Right? It's and we're not saying here, we're not saying a pulling this precept and saying, hey, you can't have fun and this and this and that and that. The Lord say, hey, it's a time for everything. It's a time for this, it's a time for that, But hey, if you feasting, you having fun more than you thinking about captivity and you thinking about the subject of how the world have you in subjection, hey, what's wrong with you? There's nothing to be partying about every damn day of the week, right? Knowing you got bills coming, hey, knowing you got this coming. The white man got his hand on your neck, his feet, on your back, man. Till you get to work, right? It says, verse 5, it says, Kai, and that's it, man. So literally, a suppression, a or make a wise man when you keep it, but and you want to party every damn day of the week, and you going off, man. You going off. Plain and simple. So with that,
Yep.
you got it, King.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, some Maria.
I throw a precept out.
Yeah, con. Yeah, man. So, yo, we just gonna pull out, these few precepts. In the meantime, Brother Barzia pulled a cool precept as well. Sirach 9 and 11. Envy not the glory of the sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Exactly.
Con.
Yeah. We seen a multitude of individuals. I was driving Halloween while I was driving back home, and I could see just people just out, man, like, you know, gathering together, going in the house, you know what I mean, if they had a party and stuff in their rooms, right? And so, it's a spirit that comes with it. It's a very weird spirit that comes with that, man. You know, um, some of us might be envious of that. Some of us might reminisce about the Halloween parties or whatever the case may be, what we used to do in the world. The multitude of candy. You come back home, trick or treating, a bag full of candy, kind of pour it out. See, okay, yeah. Let's see how much I'm. You get sick off of candy, man. Eat so much, it kind of feels sick afterwards. You know, you kind of trading candy with the other kids. Man, I don't like that one, man. I'm enjoy what the hell. Kind of trade that. I'll trade you two of these for one of those, bro. That's how much I want that, right? You know, hey man, we all used to do it, man. I used to do it, right? But now coming into the truth, right? We don't do that anymore, man. Or the parties, or the drink, or whatever case may be, on this day. And I was watching a Priest of Box video on Halloween that he did. We really did it for New Moon. We also incorporate Halloween in there. If you haven't watched it, go ahead, check it out. It's a good live. But the brother, basically the elder was saying, you see how the Most High make the high holy days fall on the so-called holiday. You know what I mean? And that's the spirit. That's literally the spirit, man. That the Most High will have the new moon to fall upon a so-called holy day in their eyes. But he said it's really the Most High mocking them, right? Mocking them because, hey, you really supposed to be gathering together for the Lord on that day. You gathering together in wickedness,
Right.
But yeah, you got it.
Yeah, this is First Peter's chapter 4, 2 on down. It says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of man, but to the will of Yahweh. For the time past of our life may suffer us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles,
Yep.
when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you walk not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, it goes to show that our people are definitely caught up in a lot of banqueting, feasting, and customs of the heathens, mingle with some of their old traditions as well in certain instances. So hey, that, and they speak evil of us for rebuking the fact that what you serve and the custom that you follow is wicked and is not of your people. Straight up. And they speak evil of you because of that. You know, now to stop all of a sudden you just stop, celebrating Thanksgiving. Everybody got a problem with it. Grandma's in on the big chair. You come in the door, you like, you ain't gonna say nothing. You just gonna walk into your room. Like they'll put all manners of guilt. They'll put anything to make you submit to one of their so-called feast days. And that's the scripture saying they speak evil of you because you don't run in that same fashion no more. Yeah, I hear with that.
That's right, man. That's right. So, with that, man, all praise to the Most High. We're gonna close out. We're kind of wrap it up. We're gonna bring out our closing precepts and end the live right there, brother. But it was a good live, man. Brothers brought out a lot of information through the spirit. The history, the symbolism, the mythology, and all men towards steps. Didn't get to First Samuel, but I figured everybody. It's like the brothers hear me.
Yeah,
It's kind of choppy, but you hear me.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You good? You good? We can hear you.
Okay, come on. Yeah, Satan kind of messing with the Wi-Fi, but yeah. So but I figured that everybody really kind of knows that account. If you don't, just go ahead and read First Samuel. I believe it's 28th chapter. Really, just read. I mean, read all of First Samuel. Why not? Anybody that hasn't read it, go ahead and read it, man. It's very mighty book. All right, but yeah, long story short, Saul, he did conjure up Samuel. Okay, and it's all written for our learning that we shouldn't pursue after those works that he did. So but yeah, yeah, brothers got their closing precepts.
Con, I'll take it. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 7. It says, "He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son." So we need to overcome this flesh at the end of the day, right? And we will be the sons of the Most High God, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. It says, but the fearful, right? But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
That's
So
right.
you don't want to be partakers with these men and these women and these children that are going to be partakers in the lake of fire. You want to endure all things and overcome the flesh at the end of the day. So with that bit of brothers, Shabbat Shalom, I yield with that.
I'll praise on the Most High. We get this piece of Isaiah chapter 44, verse 25. It says, that frustrated the tokens of the liars and make diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward and maketh their knowledge foolish. Hey, Lord willing, hey, this video, hey, got the diviners, hey, the foolish, hey, wisdom, hey, the men that's backwards. Hopefully, hey, we frustrated them, man. The Lord, hey, put it on the spirits, hey, to do this video, and Lord willing, hey, you frustrated the foolish, man. Right? It says that confirmed the word of his servant and performed the counsel of his messengers, that saith to Jerusalem, thou shalt be inhabited in the cities of the Judah, ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof. So hey, the Most High is looking to tear down that the stronghold for Northern Kingdom and build them back up, man, to his righteous place. So Lord willing, this, like you said, this video was edifying, frustrating, the liars, the divine makers, the soothsayers, man, and the wise men that's backward, man. So with that, Lord willing. My brother got it.
Right. You got to or yeah.
Oh, that was it in First Peter.
Oh, that was your okay. Con. I get mine there. It's the book of Acts, chapter 16, right? Verse number 19, and it says, and when her masters saw that the hope of their gains were gone, they caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers and brought them to the magistrates, saying, these men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. You see
Mm.
that? So
Roman Catholics.
exactly, Roman Catholics, right? So we the same. It sounds very similar, okay, to what's going on and what will happen in the future. I mean, they're going to grab us up, say, hey, man, these BHIs teaching things that's contrary to what we got going on. He says Christmas is off, taken to jail, right? You know what I mean?
Stupid.
Just a demon. Yeah. Who is that? Hey, there's a lot of people, man, that get mad at us by saying that these holidays are pagan, man. They don't like to talk to people like that. You know, you kind of bring that up. Hey, well, you know, Halloween is actually pagan. Yeah. They kind of just do that face. All right. You know, hey, the dude was turned up. He was like, "Hey, man, yeah, we're gonna hear this." He said, "Well, you know, Halloween, you know, brother, come on, man, that's pagan, man. You don't know that." All right, you one of those, huh? He kind of says you one of those, right? What do you mean, right? But hey, anyways, man, hey, all praise to the Most High. We bring the truth out, as the brother said. All praise to the Most High. It's brother Yasharala.
Whether you want it
Oh yeah.
Oh, you was me though.
All right.
Con. Giving of course all on the glory and praise unto Yahweh Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Shabbat Shalom to the 12. Kwame Yashala. Shalom.
Kom Yasharala. Shalom.
Boom.